Today I'm in southern Spain, house hunting in the region around the historic city of Granada. Perfectly placed, here you can go skiing in the morning, hit the beach in the afternoon, and in the evening head into the city and enjoy the vibrant nightlife.
I'm Laura Hamilton, and for the past 12 years I've been buying, renovating and selling property with a fair bit of success. Over the last 4 years I've been helping people to find their dream homes both in the UK and overseas. We've been checking up on the property market in popular winter sun destinations around the world, hunting high and low for the most incredible properties at fantastic prices. This time I'm in Spain, where property prices have finally gone up for the first time in 8 years. But as you'll see, every destination is different. One thing they all have in common though is if you know where to look and how to look, you can still find great bargains. Stick with us and find out how.
Today's house hunters are Pauline and John from Liverpool, who have been together for 38 years. Frequent visitors to Spain, and they're now in the fortunate position of being able to buy a holiday home here.
Now in their 50s, John and Pauline McDonough think it's the perfect time to treat themselves.
It's just been a dream, mainly a dream of yours, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So I've just jumped on board as dream, really.
That's always been my goal.
They both have demanding jobs in the pharmaceutical industry and think Spain will be the ideal place to escape the British winters and unwind. Although it's just a holiday bolt hole now, it's part of a bigger life plan.
We could see ourselves in the future sort of retiring out there.
John and Pauline plan to take their beloved dogs, Oscar and Daisy, with them and want to make the most of the great Spanish outdoors.
We can do a bit of walking, a bit of cycling, we can do a bit of sunbathing, or we can just do a little bit of skiing.
And part of the fun is their daughters, Sonia and Laura, and their partners will be able to come and stay, as well as their large extended family.
We don't want to go to Spain and be out there on our own, do we? As much as you're enjoying it, you go, invite everybody over, be nice that. Yeah. Showing them around.
Having cashed in some shares and pooled their savings, Pauline and John have a budget of around £100,000 to spend. All they need now is to find their dream home. Although John and Pauline have never actually been to Granada, it's not difficult to see why they've chosen the province as the location of their dream holiday home. Covering almost 5,000 square miles, it includes both the fantastic Sierra Nevada mountains, home to Europe's most southerly ski resorts, and the relaxed beaches of the Costa Tropical. The city of Granada itself is one of Spain's most beautiful, famous for its magnificent Moorish palace, the Alhambra, a World Heritage Site dating back to the 8th century. With plenty of budget flights from John Lennon Airport in Liverpool to Malaga, an hour and a half away, they'll be able to enjoy the Spanish sunshine at the drop of a hat.
Like much of Spain, the province of Granada suffered badly from the economic crash of 2008. As property came flooding on the market, in some areas, prices dropped by as much as 60%.
And the market is recovering at a slower rate inland compared to coastal areas. I'm meeting local agent Steve Weller to get his take on what's happening.
So how does the market now compare with 2007?
It's still well down, obviously. In 2007, there was a lot more agents about. We were all busy. Now there's, I suppose, about 50% less agents about. Prices are at rock bottom. I think they're not going to go down anymore. It's picking up. It is getting better. Inquiries have gone up by about 20%, and it's mostly British inquiries. The rest are from Scandinavia, Germany, France.
What about bank repossessions? Are there many of those here?
About 1,000 in the Granada province. It's a big province, but they are selling them fast. And it's mainly investors that are investing in the properties, buying 2 or 3 at a time. We need to clear the bank repossessions totally off the market before prices will start to rise.
What about offering below the asking price? How much can you offer below?
At the moment, I've seen the market between 10 and 20%.
Well, that all sounds like great news for Pauline and John. But before we get house hunting, I need to find out exactly what kind of home they're after.
Pauline and John, welcome to the Granada province.
Thank you.
First time we've been here and it's what we expected it to be.
So you've never actually visited the Granada region before?
No, but we've been checking online and looking at places.
What is it about this particular area that attracts you, Pauline?
Well, I think it's got a little bit of everything. You've got your beach if you want to fit in some sunbathing. You've got the Sierra Nevada mountains if you wanted to do some skiing. You've got national parks for walking. There's plenty of places for cycling and jogging, you know, so it's a good all-round area for the whole family to enjoy.
So how long have you been thinking about buying this holiday home, Pauline?
Oh, a long time, both over nearly 20 years maybe.
20 years?
20 years we've wanted a place, yeah.
So when you guys go on holiday normally, though, what do you like to do? Do you like to be in the city? Do you like to be away from things where you can relax?
I like being in the thick of things in the city myself. Yeah, taking a few tapas bars and a bit of the culture, you know.
Well, I'm probably the opposite to John. I do like to be a little bit away from, like, the sort of the touristy side of places.
So we've got to find something then that's almost a bit of a compromise.
Yes.
Are you quite open to areas?
Oh, yes, we're going to keep an open mind, see what's available to us and the budget we've got.
What is the budget, John?
100,000.
Okay. And is that top end, or can you go over it?
I think we're going to go for 135. That'll be the highest.
For that budget, it's pretty unrealistic to get something in the centre of Granada City. But you will be able to get some decent properties for that budget, slightly further away. What are we looking at property-wise? What do you want?
2 bedrooms, minimum 2 bedrooms. 3 bedrooms would be great. Definitely 2 bathrooms.
A little villa would be nice for me, yeah. Yeah, possibly with a pool, but basically with space, because we've got 2 little dogs now, Daisy and Oscar, so a little place for them to run around.
How do you see the property working for the family?
We've got 2 daughters, so they're all for us. They're pushing us towards our little dream.
Are you ready to start looking at houses?
Yes.
Come on, follow me.
Thank you.
We're kicking off our search around half an hour's drive from the coast and Granada city centre, in the hillside village of Pinos del Valle, or Valley of the Pines. Surrounded by farmland and home to 1,000 people, it's a traditional Spanish community with a handful of useful shops and tapas bars.
You said you like the idea of being in a village. What do you think of this place, Pauline?
I think it's quite quaint. It's quiet. It's not too tourist. No fish and chip shops around, which is great.
No fish and chip shops. You've got a pharmacy, you've got a baker's, you've got a butcher's. Yeah. There's also a little restaurant here, a little bar restaurant called Bar Venetia. The lady that owns it and runs it apparently makes the best chicken soup.
Oh, lovely.
And you can get the menu of the day for £7.
Wow, that's good. Yeah, that's good.
What about for you, John?
I think it's a bit too quiet for me.
Well, there are buses in this village twice a day that will take you into Granada. You can be on the slopes within an hour and a half. And this is where all the fiestas, all the parties take place.
You're in the thick of it.
Ever fancied yourself in a little Amdram group, John?
No, Pauline has.
Oh, right, well, there you go. Let's head to the house.
Thanks.
This might seem like a sleepy village, but property sales have increased 35% in this area since last year. Spanish locals, often moving away for work, are selling houses they've inherited to expats looking for a slice of real Spanish life, the majority of whom are Brits.
Here we are at our first property.
Small.
Yeah, it looks tiny, yeah.
Pretty.
You do have a courtyard terrace, and you've also got a roof terrace. So they've really made the most of the outside space.
Fantastic view.
This house has been on the market now for 9 months. It's recently been reduced from just under £127,000 to just over £114,000. And according to the agent, peak of the market, this will be priced at around £179,000.
I think it looks nice and pretty. I like the front door, like all the little studs in the door. That looks quite authentic. I like the roof terrace. That looks quite nice. I can just see myself sitting there in the evenings having a nice little glass of red wine.
Come on.
This traditional village house has been sympathetically renovated throughout by its British owners. It comes with a cute enclosed courtyard garden and a huge 3-sided covered rooftop terrace with fantastic views across the surrounding mountains. Laid out over 3 levels, on the first floor the open-plan L-shaped living area is surprisingly spacious, with a well-equipped kitchen at one end and plenty of windows to maximise the views. Downstairs there are 2 good-sized double rooms, both of which open onto a patio, and a 3rd bedroom currently used as an office, plus the 2 bathrooms Pauline and John wanted. The asking price is just over £114,000, and if they liked it, I think they could offer less.
Come on in. So, Here we have your open plan kitchen dining area.
Quite small.
How does it compare with your kitchen back home then?
The kitchen is the same size as this room.
Yeah.
Okay, well, what about the open plan style of it? Does this layout work?
Yeah, it does actually. It does work because you've got your light coming through from there. You've got a bit of light there.
I think it works the way they've got the kitchen and the living room.
Should we have a look at a bit more?
Yes.
Yeah, why not?
So through here is more living space.
It's not my cup of tea, the beams at all. That's just put me off straight away.
Really? What about you, John? What do you think of the view out there?
Yeah, it's a nice view.
This whole area here really is your complete living area. And then downstairs you have the bedrooms.
Don't like that idea at all.
Do you not? Why?
It just, I just don't know, it just doesn't seem right. I think the bedroom should be upstairs. It's probably just because what you're used to.
We've never done a house like that, have we?
Now up here is just one of your terraces.
It's a nice terrace and there's nice, big, quite a spacious area. I didn't think it'd be this big.
It's good view.
Yeah.
Spectacular view.
Yeah, it's quite pretty.
Could you imagine the family sat out here?
Actually, I could, really, yeah. Yeah, I could.
Yeah.
It's big enough, you know. You could, set a nice table out and...
I think you'd use this space more. Like the weather rolling in, you can see for miles.
Have a look at the bedrooms downstairs, see how you feel about the rest of the property, and I'll meet up with you back out front.
Great, OK, thank you. Must be the guest room. Quite small.
Ah, it's small, isn't it?
Yeah, and the clothes hidden behind a piece of blind.
Oh, this must be the master bedroom. It's a lot bigger.
Nice, built-in wardrobe.
Yeah, good size. Door leading out to the terrace.
Very pretty.
Yeah, flowers are nice.
Yeah, I'd have jasmine on that.
Yeah.
That wall.
No, it's nice. Nice area.
This traditional village house has the 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms on Pauline and John's wish list, as well as a fantastic rooftop terrace with amazing views, perfect for outdoor dining. At just over £114,000, it's well under their £135,000 maximum.
What did you make of it?
Just a little bit small for us, we think.
The kitchen was a bit too small as well, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
and the bedrooms are downstairs, and I think we prefer the bedrooms upstairs. And the village is a bit too quiet, and we would like to be closer to the amenities.
The action.
Yeah.
Things going on.
Come with me.
Thank you.
Coming up, the £86,000 price tag of our next house goes down well with Pauline and John.
Well, it's below our budget, which sounds very nice to me.
Today I'm house hunting in the province of Granada in Spain with teen sweethearts Pauline and John McDonough. With a budget of around £100,000, they're looking for a 3-bedroom property that's both within striking distance of Granada City and the stunning peaks of the Sierra Nevada.
We started our search around half an hour from Granada City in Pinos de Valle. Pauline and John thought the area was too quiet. The village house I showed them for £114,000 got the thumbs down, despite them both loving the outside space and views. But it helped them realise how far their budget can stretch and that they wanted to be closer to the action. So next I'm taking them north, closer to Granada and to the suburb of Hierja. Just a short drive from the city centre, I'm hoping this location will particularly appeal to John. There's everything they'll need here while on holiday, including shops, tapas bars and restaurants.
Welcome to Hierja. Now we're about 15 minutes by car into Granada, especially for you, John. How does that sound?
Well, it's definitely closer to the action.
Well, I think it's probably what we asked for. We asked for the shops, a few little tapas bars, cafes that you could stroll down to and have a coffee and do a little bit of people watching.
Something really lovely about this place is they have an open-air cinema that they put on in this field. Is that something you imagine yourself wandering down to watch?
Definitely, yes. Let's seriously give it a go.
Yes. Yeah.
Shall we head to the property?
Yes,
Yes.
please.
Property prices have dropped 50% here since 2008. You can pick up a 2-bedroom apartment for as little as £40,000, and it's become a popular place to buy for Spaniards working in Granada City. In a residential neighbourhood on a small development, we found a semi-detached house that's on the market well inside John and Pauline's budget.
So here we are at our second property then. 3-bedroom, semi-detached house.
Looks a bit dull. I suppose you could give it a lick of paint, that might brighten it up a little bit, but first impression, I'm not overwhelmed.
From the outside, it looks okay.
Differing of opinions here then?
Yes, definitely.
The property's been on the market now for 3 months, priced just over £86,000, recently been reduced from just under £95,000.
Well, it's below our budget, which sounds very nice to me.
I think it's a good size for the money.
The house has a walled L-shaped patio garden and comes with the use of a tennis court. Inside, on the ground floor, there's a lounge dining room, a separate galley kitchen and a double bedroom and bathroom. Upstairs, there's a good-sized second guest room, a handy second bathroom and a master bedroom with its own private terrace. Owned by a Spanish family, it could do with some freshening up. But with an asking price of just under £86,000, Pauline and John would have plenty of money left to put their stamp on it.
So this is your bedroom downstairs. You've got a downstairs bathroom. Here's your kitchen on the right. And this brings us through to your living area.
Just too small. There's not a lot of natural light. It just feels too boxy to me. I just need it more open and airy and...
Yeah, boxy, isn't it? Yeah. No light coming in.
Staircase doesn't appeal to me either.
It's totally fine if this isn't right for you. That it's great if we can go along with this process, gauge what is important to you. Should we head upstairs and have a look at the master bedroom?
Yeah.
So up here you've got your second bedroom, your bathroom, and coming this way, I imagine this could potentially be used as your master bedroom if you took the wardrobes out, because you've got this little balcony terrace area here.
I think with the wardrobes taken out, it'd still be too small for us.
Yeah, for a master bedroom.
Yeah, far too small.
Usually at this point I'd say go and have a wander around the property and see what you make of it. It does feel like I've got it very wrong here, and it's fine that you don't like it, not a problem at all, but why don't you take a couple of minutes and think about where we can go from here, and I'll meet you back out front.
Okay.
This semi-detached house has 3 bedrooms and 2 bathrooms, just as Pauline and John wanted. And it's just 15 minutes drive from Granada City. At just under £86,000, it's well within budget, but it's clearly not working for them. But seeing houses you don't like is part of the process of understanding what you really want.
So what was discussed?
We were just thinking that maybe with the budget we've got now and what we've seen so far, is we may have to compromise a bit on some things. Maybe change the location, come out of Granada and go a little bit more further down by the coast, maybe.
OK, well, onwards and hopefully upwards.
Upwards, hopefully, yes.
Come on.
Thanks.
I'm getting a clearer idea of what Pauline and John's priorities are, and we still have 3 more properties to see. Before that, I want to find out more about what it would mean to them to find their dream Spanish home.
Just how busy is your life back home?
It is quite stressful. We work on a shift pattern, which is covering weekends and
Bank holidays
and
Christmas.
so it's hard finding time for yourself.
Do you work different shifts then?
No, we work on the same shift. You do 4 days on and you do 4 days off.
Great. Yeah. So actually, having a holiday home then and having the same shift would mean that you can come out for a long weekend and not have to take holiday.
That's right, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah.
You've mentioned that actually retirement, you think, isn't too far
Well, hopefully.
away. Do you see yourselves moving out here on a full-time basis?
It's on the cards, definitely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So your life out here, how do you see it being once you've got a holiday home?
Well, I think you'd be more relaxed, nice sunshine.
We'll have more time on our hands and obviously take up extra hobbies, which we've never had time for. I'd like to go do a lot of walking, take in the views mostly.
Might even come here and take a few paint classes.
Aye.
So exciting times ahead then.
Yeah, I hope so.
Cheers to that.
Cheers.
Up next, there's a surprise waiting for Pauline and John on this property's glorious terrace.
Wow. Look at that view.
It's a beautiful view, yeah.
You can just see yourself sitting out here in the evening.
Right.
Pauline and John McDonough are looking for a holiday home in Spain's beautiful Granada province, somewhere they can enjoy spending time together away from work.
With a flexible budget of around £100,000, I've shown them 2 options so far. They didn't like either of them, but I think that's partly because this is the first time they're house hunting in the area. A traditional village house in Pinos de Valle for just over £114,000 wasn't big enough for them, and they didn't like the bedrooms being downstairs. And this semi-detached house in Hija, just 15 minutes from Granada City, for a shade under £86,000 was also too small. They've said they'd be happy to look further away from Granada City itself to find the right property, so I'm hoping for more luck with my next choice. We're heading to the town of Alhendín, just a 25-minute drive from Granada city centre. It's a typical Spanish community with some wonderful historic buildings, shops selling local produce and several bars and cafes.
What are your initial thoughts of this place?
It's a nice square, nice buildings. Seems a little bit more livelier.
A few tapas bars.
So you've seen the tapas bars, you've got a couple of supermarkets, butchers, bakers. If you wanted to go to the coast, it's around 45 minutes.
That sounds okay to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It looks nice.
Yeah.
Ready to head to property 3?
Yes, please.
Yeah.
Come on.
Like the previous location, this is a real commuter town attracting young professional buyers who pay around half what they would in Granada city centre. The average 3-bedroom house is on the market here for around £100,000, and we've found one I hope will fit the bill.
It's a 3-bedroom townhouse with a modern interior as well as exterior.
Big improvement from the previous property. Looks very pretty.
I like it. It's a nice size, nice and bright, big windows.
Does that say Spanish holiday home to you?
It does,
It,
yeah.
yes.
Okay, good. The house has been on the market now for 3 months. Current owners are a Spanish family who have lived here for 7 years, and it's currently priced at just over £101,500.
It doesn't look like it needs much, well, nothing doing to it.
Hopefully you'll think the same when we're inside.
Phew, so it hasn't been ruled out from the street. Built 10 years ago, the house is laid out over 3 floors. In the basement, there's a huge garage, part of which has been converted to provide extra living space in the form of a den with its very own bar. Upstairs, there's a bright lounge dining room, a separate square-fitted kitchen and bathroom, and on the top floor, there are 3 good-sized bedrooms and a contemporary bathroom. Outside, there's a spacious patio with a built-in barbecue where their much-loved dogs Oscar and Daisy could sun themselves while Pauline and John do the cooking. At just over £101,500, it's almost on budget, and as cash buyers, Pauline and John are in a good position to shave a few £1,000s off.
So straight into the living room.
It's quite nice size. Got a nice big window, which is good.
Nice and modern. Easy and simple to maintain. Yeah. This is what we're looking for, something like this. Well, what I'm looking for.
Is it what you're looking for?
I don't mind modern, but maybe just a little bit of character to it.
This is a big
Better
improvement,
feel
yeah.
for this one.
Should we go and take a look at the important room for you, the kitchen?
Yeah.
Nice units, marble worktop, which is quite nice.
I think it's a reasonable size.
I think it's quite small. It's quite small for us, especially if the whole family were here.
So out here, you have your low maintenance patio.
Very nice.
It's a nice barbecue.
A few good nights to be had out here.
It's a nice size, isn't it?
Yeah.
What about Oscar and Daisy? Can you imagine them running around out here?
I think they'd love it. They'd be
Yeah,
sitting in the sun with John.
I feel like you guys are a lot more positive about this house.
Oh, definitely.
You've only seen half of it. Look at the bedrooms and maybe check out the den downstairs.
Okay, yeah.
And I'll meet you back out front.
Okay, thank
Okay.
you.
Yeah. Good size.
Oh, this is a nice room. Nice little social area. See yourself having little parties here in the
Good
evening.
size, isn't it?
Got a nice log burner there. Little bar area for you, John. That's a nice bathroom, isn't it? Nice and modern.
Oh, it's nice,
Yeah.
isn't it? Oh. the master bedroom.
That's
Nice size, isn't it?
Yeah, nice window there.
Yeah.
There's natural lighting. Decor's lovely. Yeah, I like it. Right.
This modern house with 3 bedrooms, a patio garden and its own garage seems to have a lot of what John and Pauline are after. According to the agent, they could also do a deal to bring the £101,500 asking price down to their ideal budget.
So you're still smiling.
Yes.
What did you make of the bedrooms and the den? Was that a nice
The den
surprise?
was amazing, yeah. Really good, spacious, had the utility room, lovely social area.
It's a very spacious house. The bathroom it looked like it was new, the bathroom. And the bedrooms, a good size.
What about the location?
It didn't feel like a holiday home location to me. It's more residential and there's not much views going on.
I think I'd like to see more of it, more of a pleasant views from your living room window or your kitchen window even.
I've got the perfect place in mind.
Well, I think we're getting there with the property, but finding the right surroundings for Pauline and John is also key. So next, I'm taking them south to Albuñuelas. Just 13 miles from the coast and around 40 minutes drive from Granada City, it's a pretty whitewashed village with fantastic views of the mountains, which I hope will really impress John and Pauline.
First impressions, it seems to have a good feel about it. Yeah, I'm quite excited about it.
I think it's beautiful. I like it, this valley. And there's a few bars I can see.
There are a few bars here. There's a pharmacy, there's a library, there's a gymnasium. So there are things going on. You've also got a local residents community that meet up every Sunday, a mix of English and Spanish, and they go for hikes in the valley. So I'm thinking, is that something you might want to do with,
Oh, sure, yeah.
with
Yeah,
Daisy and Oscar?
definitely, yeah, definitely.
Or even
Join
without
in.
the dogs?
Without the dogs, yeah, we join in.
The house is just 2 minutes out that way.
So the location has passed muster. With all the outdoor activities on offer, including mountain biking, horse riding and hiking, local agents say an increasing number of foreign buyers, particularly from Sweden and Holland, are choosing to buy holiday homes here. Others are buying old Spanish houses and doing them up, just like the one we found right in the heart of the community.
And it's this one, just here, with the blue door.
Looks quite quaint, yes.
Looks nice.
Yeah.
Looks big.
Yeah, 3 stories.
It is 3 stories. You've got 3 bedrooms. It's been used as a holiday home for the last 7 years. The British owners have renovated it to a pretty high standard. And just to give you a little tease, look through there. See those views?
Yes, amazing.
Fantastic view.
This place is on the market for just over £101,500. It's only been on the market for 2.5 months.
Okay, good.
I'm going to leave you guys to look around this property on your own.
Okay.
So I look forward to hearing what you think of it.
Okay.
Right, thank you.
Fingers crossed.
This traditional townhouse's main selling point, and what I really hope will appeal to Pauline and John, are the stunning panoramic mountain views that can be enjoyed from the terraces on the ground floor and the roof. Inside, it's been sympathetically modernised and is bright and airy despite retaining plenty of original features. On the ground floor, there's a large kitchen diner, a quirky internal patio, a generous bathroom and a guest room. On the first floor, there's a beamed living room with a log burner that opens onto a small balcony, plus a master bedroom and shower. On the top floor is a 3rd bedroom and a mini kitchen, ideal for when family or friends come to visit. At just over £101,500, it's the same price as the previous property, only a shade over their ideal budget.
Ground floor bedroom.
Yeah. It's a good size, isn't it?
Beams.
I'm keen on beams.
Oh, it's the kitchen.
Aye.
It's probably not what I choose, but it seems to go with the property.
Yeah.
You can get away with it, I think. Yeah, nice marble worktops. I think if the whole family were here, there'd be enough room. Some could be prepping here. Plenty of space, really, you know.
Yeah, it's a good view. Do you want to check the view out?
Let's go have a look. Wow. Look at that view. It's
a
amazing.
beautiful view, yeah.
You can just see yourself sitting out here in the evening.
Aye.
Oh, it's amazing view, isn't it? I think it's quite a nice sized area as well.
It's a good size, yeah.
Yeah, I think the girls would like this. I don't think that view will ever change.
No.
But it's just green, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think the dogs would like it out here,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, but I'd love it.
Yes, I think it's perfect. There's your living area, John. You thought we didn't have.
I think it had a living room here. It's a good size.
Lantern over there, yeah, 2 double.
Yeah,
like
good
French
view.
doors.
Yeah, nice wooden floors. Master bedroom. Nice and big, isn't it?
More storage.
Yeah, I
there.
like the size of this. Floor's
like the
nice.
tiles?
Yeah, lovely.
Wow. This is a surprise. I didn't expect this, did you?
No, plenty of space there. For
Yeah.
2 beds there.
Little self-contained area there.
Yeah.
You could make it into a bathroom if you want, en suite if you wanted to, I guess. This patio area at this floor is a bonus to me. I didn't expect
Yeah.
this. The view is amazing.
The view's lovely, but to get that view, you need this type of house. It's older than I would have liked a house, you know.
Okay.
I'd like it a bit more up to date.
So the house is not working for you?
No.
Just don't
no.
feel? No? It's a shame.
Is
I
it
like
for you?
it.
Did you?
Yeah, I didn't like it. I think it could work. You could make it work, but it's no use me liking it and you not liking it, is it?
This 3-storey townhouse with 3 bedrooms has the space John and Pauline wanted, and the incredible views too. At just over £101,500, it's almost bang on budget. But Pauline seems a lot keener than John.
What did you think?
I liked it. It was lovely. Probably the best property we've seen so far, I think. The view is just amazing.
It delivered the view. The view is fantastic. I'm not too sure about the house.
Really?
Yeah. No,
What weren't you sure about?
I don't know. I don't know if it's like too old for me inside, and I could see that you could do a bit of work, but it possibly needs a bit updating for me. You know.
Okay, that's interesting because the house has recently been renovated.
I need to take it in. You know what we've seen there, and maybe process it a bit more.
If anything, I thought you might say something about the beams.
Well, I did mention the beams too, John, when I was in there, but I think because I like the property so much, I could live with the beams.
If Pauline likes it, and we can do something inside, we might think about it. Yeah.
Next up, John and Pauline can already picture themselves relaxing on this roof with a view.
A couple of sun lounges up here. Yeah.
Yeah, I love it. Do you like it?
Yeah, I do.
For around 20 years, Pauline and John McDonough have dreamt of owning a holiday home in Spain. Now they're close to making that dream come true, and they think the province of Granada is the ideal spot.
So far, I've shown them 4 properties for their ideal budget of £100,000. A traditional village house in Pinos de Valle for just over £114,000 was too small, and the layout didn't suit them. The lack of space was also a problem in the semi-detached house in Hija for just under £86,000. They liked this modern house for just over £101,500 in Allendine, but the location didn't have the views they're looking for. And although Pauline seemed charmed by this character house, also on for just over £101,500 in Abuñuelas, John had reservations about how old it was. So with my last property, I'm going to pull out all the stops and try and find them somewhere they both love, even if it means going over their ideal budget to their maximum spend of £135,000. We're heading east to the tiny village of Chite, home to just 300 people. Just a couple of minutes' drive from the motorway, it's perfectly placed between the Costa Tropical coastline and Granada city, which are 20 miles in either direction.
Brought you to the exclusive village of Chite. 90% people living here are Spanish, 10% British expats.
Sounds good. Yeah. It looks a nice place.
10% of expats sounds good. Be able to integrate.
There's a lovely little community here that get together 2 or 3 times a week, English and Spanish, and they help each other learn the language, go for walks. There aren't any amenities on your immediate doorstep, but there's deliveries daily of fish, vegetables, you name it, you can get it here. If you did want to go somewhere where there were more amenities, supermarkets, cafes, restaurants, tapas bars, it would just be a 6-minute walk to a place called Talara, or you could jump in the car and be there in just a couple of minutes.
We've got fresh food being delivered daily, so it's probably better than going to the shops and getting packed.
This is the last house. Are you ready to do this?
Yes, please.
Come on.
This is a sought-after location and property prices are around 10% steeper than those in the surrounding villages. But Pauline and John did say they were prepared to stretch the budget for the right place, and I think this final house could be just the one.
Here we are.
I think you pulled the jet out the back. I love it. It looks great from the outside. I like the height of the building. I like that terrace. The spiral staircase looks good.
Looks nice. Looks like it's got a view as well.
It's a 3-bedroom townhouse. Property's been on the market for a year now. Recently been reduced to just over £133,000. So it is pushing the budget. However, you did say you did think you could go up to £135,000. And the agent has suggested, because it's been on for a year and you are cash buyers, there might be a possibility to negotiate on the price.
Get what you pay for at the end of the day.
It's got a holiday feel to it as well, yeah.
Location perfect.
This is good. You're actually in agreement.
Yeah.
Let's hope you agree when we're inside. Come on.
In the heart of the village, this house has been refurbished by its British owners who are now moving to be closer to the coast. The ground floor includes an open-plan lounge and spacious kitchen, a brand new stylish wet room and a separate glass-walled dining room overlooking a pretty patio garden complete with a plunge pool. Upstairs, the large master bedroom has French doors opening onto a balcony overlooking the garden, as does the room next door, currently being used as a study. There's also a single guest room and a good-sized family bathroom. Off the landing is a small terrace with a spiral staircase up to a huge roof terrace with beautiful mountain views. The perfect place to entertain when the family come to visit. At just over £133,000, it's right at the top of John and Pauline's spending limit. But if they do like it, I'll do my best to shave a few £1,000s off the price.
Come on in. So we've got quite a nice welcoming hall here. It does feel like it's a bit more of a straightforward layout. All the living space on the ground floor and the bedrooms on the second floor.
It's smaller than what I thought from the outside. The fireplace is nice. It's got the beams, but they're lighter than the beams in the other property.
There's light and a lot of space, like the living room onto the kitchen.
So the kitchen, is it to your style and taste?
Quite dark units. I'd probably like it a bit brighter. I think I'd just put a little bit more of a modern twist to it, I think.
It is small, but with it being open plan to the living room, possibly needs brightening up a touch. The cupboards are a bit dark, but it's nice. I think it's a nice size.
So through here is your dining area.
Yeah, it's a nice bright area. It's lovely, yeah. Great.
And then out here,
Ooh.
a surprise especially for you.
Thank you.
It does make it more into a holiday home, doesn't it? If you have a pool, a little bit of an outside area, you know.
Nice little cool down when it gets too hot.
What about the dogs as well? How do you see that working, them running around here and having the swimming pool? I mean, would they end up in there swimming with you?
Just put little life jackets on them while they're running around this.
If Laura and Sonia were here, what would they be saying to you right now?
Go for this one.
Would they?
Yeah,
Why?
especially with the pool. Yeah, it's a nice feel to the house, you know. The setup's good, you know. Outside area's good. Yeah, I think they'd like it as well, yeah.
You've still got quite a bit of the house to see. So head upstairs, look at the bedrooms, and you seem to be in agreement in what you've seen so far. So hopefully you do feel the same when you look up there, and I'll meet you back out front.
OK, thank you. It's a nice big room, John. The floor.
Good sized room, this.
Yeah. Nice little veranda there, some natural light coming in. Natural light coming through his big French window.
This is a good sized room as well, Pauline.
Yeah, it's nice.
Yeah. This has got a balcony over the pool. Yeah.
It's a nice place, John. Do you call your sunbathing here?
Yeah, a couple of
Some
sun
lounges.
lounges up here, yeah.
A nice-
Good view.
To go to the mountains. I love it. Do you like it?
Yeah, I do. I think it's a good space. Plenty of sun. The village is lovely, yeah. I think the views from the roof terrace are fantastic. We need to do a few things to it, you know.
Probably have to brighten it up a bit, I think. Change the unit doors. I think without all the dark furniture as well, bring a bit of light furniture, it'll have a completely different look. I thought I was going to get a wow when I first came in, which it didn't, which disappointed me a little bit.
This This house with a pool has 3 bedrooms and everything on John and Pauline's wish list, including incredible views, and they seem to like the location too. At just over £133,000, it is above their ideal budget, but they did say they could stretch to £135,000 for their perfect home.
All round, are you both happy? You've got your pool, you've got your views.
You've ticked all the boxes.
Yay!
Everything we asked for.
We
you've
got there.
us. You got everything we asked for, yeah, so you've done really well. There's some little changes we'd like to make to it.
So what you're thinking is pushing the budget and you would want to do some work, so
yeah.
I do want to give you guys some time out.
Yeah.
So why don't we meet up later on and discuss where you're going to go from here?
Okay.
I've shown Pauline and John 5 houses here in southern Spain's Granada province for their flexible budget of £100,000. A traditional village house in Pinos de Valle for just over £114,000 and a semi-detached house in Hija for just under £86,000 were too small for them. John liked this modern house in Allendine for just over £101,500, but the place didn't have the holiday atmosphere they were after. But they both loved the location and the views at this 3-storey townhouse in Abuñuelas, again with an asking price of just over £101,500, although John did have some reservations about the interior. And a house with a pool in the village of Chite was a major hit, although at just over £133,000 it was more than they'd planned to spend, and they felt they'd like to change some things. I'm keen to hear what they've decided.
We have come to the end of our search, all 5 houses. So guys, the 3-bedroom, 3-storey townhouse with those incredible views.
Yes,
You really like that place, didn't you? And I actually thought that John would like that.
Yeah, the views were fantastic, but it didn't seem very welcoming house. You know, when I walked into it, there was like a long corridor leading to a small kitchen. The house got better as we got upstairs in different levels, but the property just didn't work for me.
So, the last house.
Yes.
What was it you loved so much about that property?
I loved the little village it was in.
Chite.
The property was nice, and on first impressions it really appealed to me.
And what about for you, John?
Yeah, I loved the village. I loved that area. I liked the house. It was a nice open space living room leading onto a kitchen and a patio area with a pool, which is a bonus, yeah. The bedrooms were quite large. They were very spacious, nice balcony areas. And the sun terrace, oh, that was spot on there.
So what do you want to do? Do you feel you're in a position to put an offer in on that house?
It was top end of the budget. There was a few things we would have liked to change in there.
Put a bigger window in the living room.
Possibly
Put a bit more lighting in the house.
the kitchen a bit brighter, but with it being top end of the budget, whether we could do that, I very much doubt it.
The things that we would like to do to it, to make it our own, I don't think at the moment it's feasible for us to do.
I'm sorry that you feel that it does need a few changes. That means that it pushes your budget a bit too much. But what has this taught you, do you think, being part of this search?
We found that one of the villages in the area was quite beautiful, and I think that village suits us. It probably is the area that we'd like to purchase a holiday home in the future.
Definitely.
I'm really glad that we've brought you to an area now that you do feel comfortable in.
Yeah.
And I wish you all the best with your continued search.
Thank you.
Good luck. I think this is probably one of my most challenging property searches to date. Even though the property wasn't quite right, I'm really happy I've managed to find John and Pauline the perfect location in such a large province. They love Chite, and hopefully it won't be too long before they're enjoying their very own place in the sun.